Daddy bites and his serious face.
I am not a professional chef. I really am not.
Click thumbs up, do. Click subscribe, do. Freddy's Little Bites.
Let's go.
Hi guys, it's Eddie! And today we're doing another unacceptable challenge. And the way this works is we draw it here. And whatever we draw, we have to ask Amazon Alexa to give us a recipe. And whatever she makes it, we have to bake it and then eat it. And however it turns out, we have to do it.
That's right. And what do we have in there? Some crazy challenge ones too, right? Like dog food and dog treats.
Yeah.
Don't pull one of those, please.
I try not. Seafood.
Ooh, Daddy Bites loves seafood.
Alexa, show us a seafood recipe.
Okay, for seafood, here's a few recipes. And lots more.
Ooh, seafood gratin, Food Network Kitchen. We've had a few Garten recipes before, and they're awesome. So this looks fantastic. So we got seafood stock or clam juice, cream, shrimp, lobster, but wow. Julienne leeks, panko breadcrumbs, all kinds of stuff. So what are we going to need? Because we don't have all of that in the house, do we?
Go shopping!
That's right. So, wow. Man, what did you eat today?
A Pop-Tart and a pancake breakfast.
Wow. By the way, it's like 11 o'clock here, so Eddie's been up since 5:30. Anyway, so we're going to go shopping, and we will be back! Oh, dear.
I am getting some leeks. They're big, aren't they? There.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay, put it in the cart.
I got panko breadcrumbs, and I'm gonna put it in the cart. Bye-bye. We just got back from the store. This was a very, very expensive meal. We spent well over $55, and we had to go to multiple places.
That's right, and we had some of the expensive items like saffron. Saffron's very expensive in the store. We actually had that at our house already, so it would have been a lot more. Mm-hmm. But
and the weird thing that I don't think I've ever tried before is this. Have I, Daddy?
I don't think you've ever had clam juice. So it asks for seafood stock, but it says you can also substitute for clam juice. And we went to 4 stores and did not find seafood stock, but we were able to get the clam juice. So
and we have and Daddy had shrimp left over from
lobster
left over from New Year's that we froze.
That's right. I cooked. I always do lobster for New Year's, so we had an extra tail that we had cut up and froze, and so we're going to use that. So that price that Eddie said also did not include the lobster. Mm-hmm. So that's crazy. And so the lobster's back there in the wrapping. All right. So we are going to get started, and just as a reminder, we're doing the Garten seafood
Something or other.
a gratin.
A gratin.
I believe that's what it is.
A gratin.
Alexa, show me a recipe for seafood.
Okay, for seafood, here's a few recipes.
Yes,
and
there it is.
More.
Seafood gratin. So that's what we're going to be doing. And so we're going to get started here, and we will be back.
Yeah. First stepperoni is to set the oven to what is it again?
375, I just told you.
So bake 375 and
Start.
start.
Excellent. And there's
Maxie.
Maxie, say hi to the camera. Say hi to YouTube.
So Eddie asked me to prep the fish for him. We're going to cut it into 1-inch cubes. This is halibut, but you probably could use any other firm white fish if you can't find halibut in your local grocery store.
And halibut is rather expensive, just as we found out. The half pound cost us around $20.
So I've got the shrimp here. I am going to peel them. Ours have already been deveined. If yours have not, you need to devein them first. You slice down along there and you just peel that vein, that little black thing that runs up the back of it out, and you peel off the shell and you gently pull the tail off.
And then the instructions say to cut them in half down the center.
So you're gonna add a whole thing of that and 3 spoons of that and this thing of
Whipped cream, clam juice,
tomato puree,
and this
heavy cream, the good white wine, and half a teaspoon of saffron twigs. So that all goes threads. Okay, so all of that goes in. That's 1 cup. Careful there, bub. Okay. Then add the heavy cream. Good
surprised
job.
I wasn't spilled. I didn't spill it.
Don't get your hopes up
Don't
yet.
jinx yourself.
The white wine. Good job. Okay, you can add the saffron. Perfect. And then 3 tablespoons of tomato puree. One. 2. That was a little heaper, so not as much on this one. Just pretty much fill it. There you go. And 3. Okay, we're going to whisk this to combine and then bring to a boil. Once it starts boiling, we're going to bring it down to low heat and add the shrimp. So we will be back. Go ahead and start whisking there, bub. Very gentle.
Wait.
A little more.
You want to get it all combined, right?
Wait, let's get all that saffron.
Broken up. There you go. I'm going to cut up 3 cups of julienne leeks. I'm putting them into here because a lot of time leeks have sand because of the way they're grown. So I'm going to cut those up, the white and the light green parts, so leave this part off. And those are going to go in a little bit later.
Yeah, so while we're letting the initial stock boil, we're prepping for later.
It's boiling.
Okay, so turn that down to medium, which would be about around 4. Okay, so now that that's boiling, we're going to start adding the shrimp, and you put that in for 3 minutes. Take that out, and then we move on to the halibut. And what else? I'll take care of that, bud, because it's going to be pretty hot.
Okay. And Amazon, if you're out there and you watch our video, please sponsor us.
Yeah, we are not sponsored by Amazon, just so everyone knows. I've gotten that question a few times in the comments. Okay, so I just added the shrimp, and they are beginning to cook. You leave them in for 3 minutes, and then you take them out and put them in a bowl. And then we're going to do the same exact thing for the halibut, and I'll be back with that.
All right, I'm going to fish out these shrimp. That was hard to say because I'm fishing out shrimp. And then, after the shrimp come out, I'm going to add the halibut. For the halibut? Yeah, I went there.
You made a funny.
Sort of. I don't know how funny it actually was, but... Alright.
Alright, it looks like you got all the shrimpies.
Almost.
Just
one
about.
left.
There you go. Ah.
It jumped back in. Stop. Alright. I'm going to add the halibut. And pour it into there. I'm going to lower that right in. Whoops. Little spillage.
And then we cook this again for 3 minutes, and we'll take the halibut out and add it with the shrimp.
And Mommy and Daddy Bites are prepping, I'm going to mash up the butter and flour, right?
How much?
I forget.
Tablespoon of each.
Them a foo thief.
That's to prep. So once I take the halibut out over here, we got to reduce this sauce by half, and then we add the butter and flour mixture and start to create a little bit of a roux, a common theme in many of our videos. Okay, so I just removed the halibut out. I'm going to add our cooked lobster to that, and everything goes to the side. With this, as I just said a moment ago, we need to boil it down by half, and then we're going to add the mix that Eddie was making.
Okay, so I am going to whisk this in. We've reduced the sauce about half. I'm going to whisk this in, which I've never done flour and butter this way before. Whisk this in along with about a teaspoon of salt, and which I'm going to reach over here and grab, and some pepper, which I'm going to need 2 hands for if I can find it, because we have a grinder. And that's about a half a teaspoon of pepper.
And then once this thickens, it says to set this aside, and we start with the leeks, carrots, tarragon, and parsley, which we haven't prepped the tarragon and parsley yet, but we're getting there.
We're getting there.
This is an intermediate level recipe, just in case everyone was wondering. Okay, so next I need to prep the tarragon and the parsley. Eddie is holding the camera, so way to go, bud. It's a heavy camera. So I'm going to cut this up, and then I will put it to the side because we will be needing it very shortly. So we need 1 tablespoon of tarragon and 2 tablespoons of parsley.
I'm melting 3 tablespoons of butter that are stacked up like in stairs.
We're going to melt that over medium heat, and once it's melted, we're going to add the leeks and carrots, and we're going to cook those until softened. According to the directions, it should take about 5 minutes.
Cube is melting down, and when it does, it will die. I'm going to add the leeks and cuties
Into the melted butter. All right, we're going to stir that. Once they get soft, we are going to add 3 tablespoons of wine, half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and cook for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then set it aside. Woo!
Ooh!
Mama dance, Mama bites dance, the Mama bites dance, the Mama bites dance, the Eddie dance, the crazy. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle.
These have gotten softened up, and now I need to add 3 tablespoons of white wine, 2, 3. Then I add a half a teaspoon of salt and a couple grinds of, I love my pepper grinder. Oh, here it is. It says 1/4 of a teaspoon, so a little bit of that pepper, and then
We stir.
we stir, cook till make sure they're definitely tender, and we're going to set it aside.
We made some of the topping with panko breadcrumbs and some garlic. I'm gonna put some Parmesan cheese.
1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese. There's a cup of panko in there and 2 cloves of minced garlic.
So,
And then we got the tarragon and the parsley.
And you're going to just put all this,
and
dump it right in. It's tarragon and parsley.
And then mix that together.
Mix that all up, and then we're gonna.
And this is the topping.
Make sure the garlic's all distributed throughout. Otherwise, we're gonna end up with Daddy Bites getting a whole great big huge glop of garlic. What'd you think? Okay, that's looking pretty good. So we're gonna pour this in.
So this is just butter
This is just 3 tablespoons of butter.
that has been melted.
And then you're gonna stir that
Even more.
even more.
Kind of make a
Whoa, whoa,
crumb.
Yes. It's
Whoa,
gonna be-
whoa.
And it's gonna help the crumbs brown up when we put it on top of the
Gratin.
gratin dishes. Okay.
Speaking of,
Speaking of, this is the closest we had in the house to gratin dishes.
Mommy's Pyrex.
Fire King, actually.
Oh, Fire King. Even better.
She collects everything.
Pyrex and Fire King. Yes, she does.
Yes, I do.
So
right.
it says you can double the batch and put it in a 9 by 14 and
want me
a
to
quarter oval dish. But Mommy Bites found these, so we're just going to do that. We're adding the seafood first.
Seafood
And,
first. And then it says once we've added the seafood, I've never heard the word used this way, we need to strew the vegetables on top.
Strew the vegetables on top, then put the breading that Eddie just made, and then sprinkle it with the sauce, distribute it evenly amongst the 4, and then they go into the oven on a baking sheet. So we will prep these and we will be back.
Now, I am going to attempt, without getting all over the kitchen, to pour the sauce.
Amongst the 5 dishes here. So I was wrong earlier. I said you add the breading before you add the sauce. You add the sauce and then the breading. So just a little clarification there. And oh man, does it smell good.
It does.
Smell-o-vision, you really need to
Somebody needs to come up with it.
come up with it. Because, I mean, I was a little crazy about how much this cost and how little you got out of it, but it's actually a lot. And just by the smell, I think we're in for a good treat here. So, yes, definitely ladle all of that goodness. Get all of it out of there.
I am getting it all into the dishes.
And you did a wonderful job distributing.
Thank you.
Good job.
Good job, Mama Bites.
Okay, and now we're going to put the crumb, the
crumbage.
panko bread crumb on the top. We'll get out our baking sheet and we will get these in the oven and we will be back to show everyone.
Here's what they look like, all ready to go in the oven.
Oh, they
You
look
think
so
you can
good.
open the oven for me?
Yeah. I think I can.
I think I can. I think I can.
Pull down.
Just pull down. Just don't touch the inside of the oven, bud.
Oh, down. Down, 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 down. Okay.
There you go. Let it go.
Let it go. And I'm going to put these on the top rack. Slide them in, and they go in for 20 minutes.
20 minutes or until golden brown and bubbly. So, set a 20-minute timer.
20 minutes, starting now.
Oh,
Yummy.
don't they look and smell delicious?
I see one of them bubbling.
Yep, they are bubbling.
They are definitely bubbling.
Yum. This is exactly what it said on the recipe that it was going to do. Alexa, cancel 20-minute timer.
20 minutes timer canceled.
And it just went off.
It just went off, so we were just about 19 minutes when we took them out. So we're going to let these cool, and then we will be back for our...
So we are almost ready to eat. We just need to let it cool down a little bit more. But Mama Bites has left me out a bite to cool down so I can eat with my owl.
Why do you have the owl?
So I can hold this if I want to.
Perfect.
if I could do it. And then
Watch your finger on the bowl. It's gonna be hot, 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 hot.
Yes, it is very, very hot. But I'll tell you, how does it smell, bud?
really good.
I think you might be okay to eat that now.
Okay.
Blow.
Or should I get my fan?
No,
No.
don't get your fan. And
It is very, very good. You can taste the shrimp and the lobster, and you can taste the crunch of the, what is it?
The
panko.
panko.
And the, what is that? You can taste
The
everything.
tarragon, the parsley.
Yeah. You can taste everything. The tarragon and parsley are just for like a little bit of flavoring. And it just makes it like explode goodness. Even though we added the clam something, the clam juice,
Clam sauce.
clam sauce, it still is very good.
So can you imagine if we had the right stuff?
Yum!
Oh, wow. So it was definitely worth the cost. Would you pay for that in a restaurant, or?
Yeah, I would. I would just pay like $10 less. Just
So you'd
10
pay up to $30 for that, or $40?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Boy, we're in trouble, Mommy Bites.
Big trouble.
All right, well, with that, Mommy Bites is next.
Hoo-yah!
I've got the owl just in case I want to hold on to the handle.
Looks nice and crunchy.
It is.
It's very good. The leeks, I can taste the leeks in the carrots. I like the veggies on top. The sauce kind is like a tomato bisque, or not a tomato bisque, like a seafood bisque kind of a flavor. He's right, you can taste the tarragon. It's got a nice crunch, and all of the fish and seafood is cooked really well. I think I got a piece of fish here. Delicious.
So the halibut is worth...
The halibut was worth it for the halibut. So it's going to be Daddy Bite's turn, and I'll try not to make too much noise eating behind the camera.
Okay, so Daddy Bite's turn. Oh, I'm excited. Nervous, but excited. Oh, yeah. Really fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I would say out of all of the recipes so far, and they've been good, this is off the charts. It was expensive, but man, if you're looking for a good date night meal to really impress somebody, this will work for you.
I agree.
Oh my gosh. You get all the flavors, just like everyone said. It is layered so well. The seafood is cooked perfectly. You get that crunch from the topping. You get the vegetables. And I agree, Mommy Bites, definitely like a seafood bisque flavor. Eddie, absolutely. You get to taste the tarragon and everything. I mean, it's really fantastic. I'm certainly looking forward to eating more of this. Get a little more of the seafood here. Oh, yeah. That was a nice piece of shrimp. Yeah, you want to make this. I'm telling you right now, just put some money aside, save up, and make this meal. It's awesome. And with that, another success for the Alexa challenge. So thank you for the awesome recipes, Alexa. Thank you. She didn't hear me.
I'm not sure.
She's not sure. And with that, I think we're at closing.
Seafood scribe and ring that bell.
The bell pepper bell?
The bell pepper bell, like last time. And comment below. We answer every single comment.
I try to answer every single comment. It's difficult sometimes. We've been getting a lot of comments, which is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And remember to try something new like this recipe, and remember to enjoy every little bite. Bye. Eat some of my head.